ទីមានជ័យទឹកដីជីដានធ្វើឆ្ងាយបត់បានឆ្លងខេត្តទាំង3ខេត្តកំពង់ឆ្នាំងពោធិ៍សាត់នឹកស្រីខេត្តស៊ីវិល័យមន្ទីរមានជ័យសេរីសោភ័ណ្ឌភ្នំតូចភ្នំធំដូចមុំនឹងបងតែសិនធ្លាប់ឆ្លងជួបនឹងពីសេស្ពានព្រះពុនលីជួយជាសាងសីរឿងរ៉ាវស្នេហ៍ថ្មីបងហើយនឹងស្រីសាងគុណលោកស្នេហ៍អបភ្នំជួនជាងគុំបាំងស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំចិត្តស្នេហ៍អូដំខ្ញុំនឹងនួនល្អសូមស្ពានទឹកថ្លាប្រាប់ដល់ស្នេហ៍ស្នងថាខ្ញុំលួចបងអង្គមួយជីវិតកបនិមិត្តនៃចិត្តប៉ោយប៉ាកខ្ញុំបាំងទេសាស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំនឹងស្រីសូមអ្នកអន្តរដួងចិត្តចរណៃស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំប្រាំងក្តីបងស្ម័គ្រលោកខ្សែអូឡាប់ជីដាមានជ័យទឹកដីជីដានធ្វើឆ្ងាយបត់បានឆ្លងខេត្តទាំង3ខេត្តកំពង់ឆ្នាំងពោធិ៍សាត់នឹកស្រីខេត្តស៊ីវិល័យមន្ទីរមានជ័យសេរីសោភ័ណ្ឌភ្នំតូចភ្នំធំដូចមុំនឹងបងតែសិនធ្លាប់ឆ្លងជួបនឹងពីសេស្ពានព្រះពុនលីជួយជាសាងសីរឿងរ៉ាវស្នេហ៍ថ្មីបងហើយនឹងស្រីសាងគុណលោកស្នេហ៍ភ្នំជួនជាងគុំបាំងស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំចិត្តស្នេហ៍អូដំខ្ញុំនឹងនួនល្អសូមស្ពានទឹកថ្លាប្រាប់ដល់ស្នេហ៍ស្នងថាខ្ញុំលួចបងអង្គមួយជីវិតកបនិមិត្តនៃចិត្តប៉ោយប៉ាកខ្ញុំបាំងទេសាស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំនឹងស្រីសូមអ្នកអន្តរដួងចិត្តចរណៃស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំប្រាំងក្តីបងស្ម័គ្រលោកខ្សែអូឡាប់ជីដាឃើញសងស្រីស្រងដូចជាពីស្រីអូនគឺជាចំបៃអើយសេរីសោ
ជាកំឡុងនាងពលបរិ
ជាកំឡុងកូនបីអា
បងហើយមៀងមេបងកំឡុងមែនណាបងកំឡុងមែនណា
មិនជឿទេ
បើមិនជឿទេបើមិនជឿទេសួរតែគេទៅស្រីស្រស់ស្រីនៅទាំងពលបរិនាងណាណែគេថាជួញចិត្តស្រួលចិត្តជាជាងជួញឆ្ងាយមកក៏ទៅឆោមឆាយអើយយើងស្រុកចិត្តគ្នា
បងមិនដឹងអូនទេ
ព្រម
បងមិនដឹងអូនទេ
ព្រមយើងនឹងរៀបការកុំស្រឡាញ់អ្នកណាដែលនៅស្រុកឆ្ងាយអី
មែនហើយណាថ្លៃ
ព្រមនឹងពលបរិស្រីសេរីសោភ័ណ្ឌសងគ្នាណាថាមិនដើរឃើញសងស្រីស្រងដូចជាពីសេអូនគឺជាចំបៃអើយសេរីសោភ័ណ្ឌ
អ្នកថាខ້ອຍចេញទៅ
ទេ
អ្នកថាខ້ອຍចេញទៅ
អូនកុំប្រកាន់
អ្នកប្រយ័ត្នប្រពន្ធអ្នកប្រយ័ត្នប្រពន្ធបងមកតន់
ហងហើយណាបើអូននិយាយមិនត្រូវណែការពិតបងនៅកំឡុងទេបងគឺជាកំឡុងនាងពលបរិ
ជាកំឡុងកូនបីអា
ហងហើយមៀងមេបងកំឡុងមែនណាបងកំឡុងមែនណា
មិនជឿទេ
បើមិនជឿទេបើមិនជឿទេសួរតែគេទៅស្រី
សួរអ្នកណាថ្លៃ
អ្នកស្រុកស្រស់ស្រីនៅមង្គលបរិនាងណាតែគេថាជួញចិត្តស្រួលចិត្តជាជាងជួញឆ្ងាយមកបោទៅឆោមឆាយអើយយើងស្រុកចិត្តគ្នា
បងមិនដឹងអូនទេ
ព្រម
បងមិនដឹងអូនទេ
ព្រមយើងនឹងរៀបការយើងនៅស្រុកចិត្តគ្នាកុំស្រឡាញ់អ្នកណាដែលនៅស្រុកឆ្ងាយអីព្រមនឹងពលបរិស្រីសេរីសោភ័ណ្ឌសងគ្នាណាមានជ័យទឹកដីជីបានធ្វើឲ្យឆ្ងាយបត់បានឆ្លងខាត់ទាំងបី
មានជ័យសេរីសោភ័ណ្ឌភ្នំតូចភ្នំធំដូចមុំនឹងបងតែសិនធ្លាប់ឆ្លងជួបនឹងពីសេស្ពានព្រះពន្លាជួយជាសាងសីរឿងរ៉ាវស្នេហ៍ថ្មីបងហើយនឹងស្រីសាងគុណលោកស្នេហ៍អបលំជួនជាងគុំបាំងស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំចិត្តស្នេហ៍អូដំខ្ញុំនឹងនួនល្អសូមស្ពានទឹកថ្លាប្រាប់ដល់ស្នេហ៍ស្នងថាខ្ញុំលួចបងអង្គមួយជីវិតអកបនិមិត្តនៃចិត្តប៉ោយប៉ាកកំបាំងទេសាកស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំនឹងស្រីសូមអ្នកអន្តរដួងចិត្តចរណៃស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំប្រាំងក្តីបងស្ម័គ្រលោកស្រីអូឡាប់ជីដាមានជ័យទឹកដីជីដានធ្វើឆ្ងាយបត់បានឆ្លងខេត្តទាំង3ខេត្តកំពង់ឆ្នាំងពោធិ៍សាត់នឹកស្រីខេត្តសៀមរាបឡៃមន្ទីរមានជ័យសេរីសោភ័ណ្ឌភ្នំតូចភ្នំធំដូចមុំនឹងបងតែសិនធ្លាប់ឆ្លងជួបនឹងពីសេស្ពានព្រះពន្លាជួយជាសាងសីរឿងរ៉ាវស្នេហ៍ថ្មីបងហើយនឹងស្រីសាងគុណលោកស្នេហ៍អបលំជួនជាងគុំបាំងស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំចិត្តស្នេហ៍អូដំខ្ញុំនឹងនួនល្អសូមស្ពានទឹកថ្លាប្រាប់ដល់ស្នេហ៍ស្នងថាខ្ញុំលួចបងអង្គមួយជីវិតកបនិមិត្តនៃចិត្តប៉ោយប៉ាកកំបាំងទេសាកស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំនឹងស្រីសូមអ្នកអន្តរដួងចិត្តចរណៃស្នេហ៍ខ្ញុំប្រាំងក្តីបងស្ម័គ្រលោកស្រីអូឡាប់ជីដាឃើញសងស្រីស្រង
បាទជាបឋមក៏សូមគោរពគណៈអធិបតីសូមគោរពលោកគ្រូអ្នកអាណាព្យាបាលនិងសូមស្វាគមន៍សួស្តីទៅដល់សិស្សានុសិស្សដែលមានវត្តមាននៅក្នុងកម្មវិធីនេះផងដែរនៅព្រឹកនេះយើងមានកម្មវិធីពិសេសមួយគឺជាកម្មវិធីប្រកួតវោហារឆ្នើមប្រចាំខេត្តបន្ទាយមានជ័យដែលវគ្គនេះដែរគឺជាវគ្គជំរុះ Bootcamp ដែលយើងមានបេក្ខជននិងបេក្ខនារីសរុបចូលរួមប្រកួតនៅក្នុងព្រឹកនេះចំនួន60នាក់ហើយកម្មវិធីនេះផងដែរក្រោមការចូលរួមក្រោមគណៈអធិបតីដ៏ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់ពីលោកបណ្ឌិតអង្គសេរីពិសិដ្ឋប្រធានគណៈកម្មការប្រតិបត្តិនៃកម្មវិធីវោហាឆ្នើមសូមអបអរសាទរជាកិច្ចចាប់ផ្ដើមនៅក្នុងកម្មវិធីខ្ញុំបាទក៏សូមគោរពអញ្ជើញគណៈអធិបតីនិងអ្នកចូលរួមទាំងអស់មេត្តាក្រោកឈរឡើងដើម្បីត្រៀមគោរពភ្លេងជាតិនៃព្រះរាជាណាចក្រកម្ពុជាសូមត្រៀមគោរពបាទសូមអរគុណសូមមេត្តាសម្រួលអរិយាប័ត្របាទជាកិច្ចបន្តនៅក្នុងកម្មវិធីខ្ញុំបាទក៏សូមប្រកាសជូនសមាជិកភាពគណៈកម្មការវេតម្លៃវេបន្ទុចំពោះបេក្ខជននិងបេក្ខនារីដែលកម្មវិធីថ្ងៃនេះយើងមានគណៈកម្មការវេតម្លៃចំនួន3រូបបាទគណៈកម្មការទី1បាទសូមអបអរសាទរទៅដល់លោកឈឹមនុពន្ធគណៈកម្មការទី2គឺកញ្ញាខណ្ឌមួយលេងសូមអបអរសាទរចំណែកឯគណៈកម្មការទី3របស់យើងបាទសូមអរគុណទៅដល់លោកលីវែងហុងបាទសូមអបអរសាទរបាទដោយសារពេលវេលាដ៏សំខាន់ឈានមកដល់នៅពេលនេះដែរសូមបេក្ខជននិងបេក្ខនារីមេត្តាត្រៀមខ្លួននៅពេលនេះខ្ញុំបាទសូមអនុញ្ញាតនៅក្នុងការចាប់ផ្ដើមកម្មវិធីប្រកួតប្រជែងដូចតទៅសូមអបអរសាទរ
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bootcamp Elimination rounds of Ohachna Mantimyenjay. Today, I am Maria, will be your moderator for this morning. Respectfully to the honored guests and all judges. From now, we will start the competitions. The first candidate is ID number 36, Chum Panna. Good morning, Panna. So on my right hand side is our timer. She will raise 1 minute left and time out for you.
Okay. Newspaper, newspaper, and newspaper. I saw it, but I haven't ever read it before. So, creating judges, ladies and gentlemen, I am here going to talk about newspaper shall soon be obsolete. The clock is still running, and everything is changing by little. So, like newspapers, why newspaper will soon be obsolete? So I have 3 main points to tell all of you today. The first point is about technology is growing faster. If we compare between newspaper and smartphones, which ones that we can receive the information faster? Maybe smartphones. So, for example, COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic, people couldn't go outside. They can only stay home. So when they want to know their currently situations, they can pick up their phones and check it like this. It's easy, huh? So did you recognize that people didn't go outside and buy newspaper because they didn't go outside? Therefore, 2 years of COVID-19 pandemic caused people lost interest on newspaper. And second reason is about cost. According to Columbia Journalism Review on June 15, 2022, the cost of newsprint has increased 30% over last year because of the growth and development, which is also a reason for which people started limiting newspaper. And other side, because of another side, internet provide free access to the reader. And when they provide access to the reader, hence no one would like to pay for the thing which is available for free. And last but not least, newspaper can't appeal younger attentions. Nowadays, young teenagers, they don't even care about the newspaper because this is 21st century. They only care about the digital platform like social media, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So when they want to find the information, So when they want to find the information, they prefer to use smartphones than prefer to use or read in the newspaper, because when they read in newspaper, it's very difficult for them. But when they use smartphones to search or to find the information, it's really easier, convenient for them, and save the time. So in conclusions, newspaper shall soon be obsolete because of three main points. The first is technology is growing faster, and second, about the cost of newspaper has increased. And last but not least, newspaper can't appeal younger attentions. Thank you.
Thank you. Judges, do you have any comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
Now go on for the second candidate, ID number 85, Lane Pektan Pisai. You ready?
Okay. Good morning, judges, ladies and gentlemen. In our life, communicate is a very important thing that everyone should know. Communicate build a relationship with each other. Nowadays, technology is so advanced, and people are able to communicate online by using messenger, email, or chat room. I'm pretty sure that everyone here knows what is email and messenger is. And what about chat room? Chat room is the kind of community online program that allow the user to communicate and chat with each other in text. But are they safe? I'm guess that chat rooms are safe. There are many reasons that show chat room are not safe. Chat room are not safe. Chat room are not safe. And today I will mention three important points that can prove chat room is not safe. One is general privacy. General privacy. When you sign into some platform, children and adults haven't considered what information that they are heading over. They are heading over. They just join it because it looks fantastic, but they don't know their information was stolen by someone. They stole their information and took it to log in into their account. So they are in problem. And the second point is secure abuse. When teenagers and children are stressed, of course, they find strangers to talk to them, and it can be chat room. Like they share their story into their chat room, so everyone can see it, and they will become a target for bad guys to comfort them. They ask them like, can you have a private chat with me? I will comfort you. I will make you feel better. But it's not like that. They ask them, they comfort them to follow there and ask them to do something that bad, just like a sex action, and record it like video or some pornographic images or video, and it will make your life bad. Yes, it will make your life down. And finally is scam and phishing. Scam and phishing, when they get your information, they will log into your email account, into your bank account, and fake identity to be you and chat with someone else. So digital and chat room is not always good. Sometimes it will make you in danger. In conclusion, I want to suggest that before you start use digital technology or internet service, you should learn about it, use it with education, and it can make your life easier and can bring your life down too. Thank you.
Any comment?
Come here.
Hello, Bisay.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining today's competitions. My comment to you would be, I really appreciate your courage, meaning that I know you're nervous, but you learn to control your nervousness and keep going. And I think that is a really good quality to have, because no matter what you do in life, there will be time that you will face struggle. There will be time that you have to face your own fear. But the most important thing is you learn to control it and do your best until the end. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Now then, to the next candidate. ID number 109, Ka Posda Bormai.
Greeting, ladies and gentlemen, as well as the judges. So, how did you know that today is the Bootcamp Elimination round? Well, you may hear it from your friends, from your family, or on social medias. Missing your child performance is not what a parent wants. Also, missing your friend performance can lead to the friendship being ruined. So how do we avoid these mistakes? It's to get information. Information is important. In the past, people get information by reading newspapers. But now, why is there so little and to no newspaper readers or news agents in the country? So the reason is because the new technologies inventions. And today, the inventions I am going to talk about are the inventions that can hold information, such as social medias, search engines, and internet. They contain infinite data that we can find all over the world. So, language barriers. We all know that newspaper can only use 1 to 2 language, but on the internet there are many languages that we can translate into our own. We can read other country news in our own language to know what event has happened in their countries. Moreover, using the inventions, we can get information fast and quick. When an article is posted all around the countries, all around the districts, they will receive the post immediately. Humans like new things. They are curious. They want to know what is the new thing that they can try. So when there is a new invention, they will try to use it. They will abandon the old ones. So that is why, in my conclusion, because of the advancements of technology, it will be taught to find any print media in the future. And moreover, newspaper can be replaced by many inventions. So that is why I believe newspaper will soon be obsolete. That is all.
Thank you, Bormai. Judges, do you have any comments?
Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
hello.
Bormai.
Yes.
So thank you so much for your wonderful speech. I can see that there are some pauses and that maybe you kind of memorize the script, right? And then when you kind of forget it, you have to recite it again.
Yes.
Yeah, so my own comment is that I want you to remember that you are the one who did this topic. You are the one who researched on it. You write the script. You already know the script. And then when you come and then you do the public speaking, you don't have to follow the script as a whole, go with the flow. So if you forget, move on. Okay? So I hope that you can learn from this as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks you.
Thank you. Now on to the next candidate, ID number 113, Kane Sok Kim.
Good morning, guys. Hands your hand up if you have no robot. Okay, thank you. Let me tell you. Robot is an intelligent machine made with high technology. As you know that some countries in the world, robots are very popular devices that they can replace human job. So, greeting judges, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kane Sok Kim, and today I'm very excited to show you guys why robot will replace human job. In this point, I have several reasons to support my idea. The first reason is robots are safe. Safely is the most obvious. Safely is the most obvious advantage of utilizing robotics. Having machinery can run at hot temperatures and sharp objects can injure human beings. Employees who work dangerous jobs will be sanctioned, for the robot can remove some of it. So let's move to the second reason. The second reason it is robots is speed. Robots don't get distracted or need to take break. They don't, sorry. Robot don't feel stressed out and they start doing their work automatically. And the last reason is saving time. As you know that robots made in intelligent machines, and they work all the job that humans do. So they work all the job that without problem, mistake or error, and the products from robot processes can be get high quality in short amount of time. So, ladies and gentlemen, my presentation come to it. In my conclusion is, I still say that robot will, because of the reason that robots are safe, speed, and time saving, robots will replace human's job in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Sokim. Judges,
Yes.
do you have any other comments? Thank you. Now on to the next candidate, number 115, Kun Nghi Hua.
Okay. Why the artificial intelligence will replace human job? So, good morning, judges and audience. The technology is increasingly bigger and bigger, and also together with human, also invention the more AI technology, and also like it is the robot in speeding, they can work faster than human. They make less mistake, and they also the best choice in nowadays life. Like in many factory and industry already use the robot. And also, nevertheless, AI can replace human because of like the AI, they make the really less mistake. They don't get tired, they don't get bored, and they can't do the same thing again and again, day by day. But human, we have to hire them. Like, for example, in mining, it's a dangerous job that, according to BBC News, 12,000 of people die in a year because of doing this job. That nowadays, in the 21st century, we have the AI that can replace the human. And that's the reason in mining for people, it's really hard that people, when they mine till the earth core is getting hot, they can feel the heart, and it costs them the lung disease, dehydration, and also heat stroke. But you have to hire them and you have to separate the when, like who work in the daytime and who work in the nighttime. But when we have AI, it's easier and it's better than we hire a human. Like AI can work in the day and night, and also like they can face with the heat. Yes, and robot will not replace human job. They just do the major working small thing. And for example, in household also, like in nowadays we have the robot controller that if you are busy in doing the important working, you can have the robot controller, which we call a Roomba, can chore over your house. You just control it on your phone, and you just tell them which part of your house, your kitchen, living room, or bedroom that you want them to clean. And yes, they activate the program and clean your house. And it's the nice clean as you hire a maid too. Also, in the research, they found that AI or robot will not replace human, but they will reduce the employment daily. And based on that research again, they also shown that AI didn't steal the job from people, so you don't have to scare about the worker unemployment. But you have to think that they replace human job and they keep worker productive and good at making decisions to control them. So to wrap it all up, you don't have to scare or worry about the AI or robot will steal your work or job. They just help you in the difficult duty. And in my perspective, robot or AI, artificial intelligence, is the next generation that can solve the working problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any comments?
Good morning, Nihor. So my comments to you would be, I think you've done really well overall in terms of your language use. I am very impressed with your language competency. Yeah, I think if you're moving on to the next stage or you want to keep improving your public speaking skill, it would be to improve the natural way of delivering, because I think you're probably a little nervous today, so you keep looking at your note often. And then as the judge mentioned earlier, if you want to look natural, somehow you don't need to try to record the script, but somehow just let the idea flow. Even if you miss out certain detail or certain point, it would be better to just let it flow and then moving on to the next idea instead of pause many times and keep looking at your note. Yeah, if you can try to improve this point, I think you will do very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Now on to the next candidate, ID number 129, Lai Thira.
Well, technologies and electronic material are useful for us, such as televisions, washing machines, air conditioner, watch, or smartphone. Smartphone is popular. No matter where we go, all people we met had smartphone. Well, greeting ladies and judges, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to tell you, does smartphone affect our intelligence? Honestly, there are a lot of benefits of smartphone, but it also causes a lot of problems. And now I will pick up 2 ideas to explain all of you. The first one is laziness brain. with smartphone, you have no longer need to remember our phone number or find something necessary. Your phone just did it for you. However, smartphone is allow your mind to become lazy. And when you just want to know something about the question or the answer of the question, you just type it in your smartphone and you will receive the answer. Even when you already know the answer but you don't want your brain to be thinking about it, of course it is. According to the Sky website, there are 228 million searches on Google per hour and 5.6 billion search on Google for a day and 2 trillion search on Google per year. There are so many search. Okay, now let's move on to our two idea. The second idea that we're going to tell all of you is forgetting. Based on my study, in grade 12 book of biology, they have mentioned about thalamus gland that only accept only one event that you are thinking at the same time and you just focus on it the most. Well, for example, when you are just sticking on your phone and everyone behind you are talking or explain something to you and you're just sticking on your phone, you don't have no idea what are they saying. And you can't remember it anymore because something that you will focus on is only your phone. So thalamus gland will send something or event that you are focused the most to your brain and translate it to the picture. In sum up, everything all around us or in the world, there are two phases instead. If you do it in the right way, you will get a lot of benefit of it. And it can make your life easier. But if you do it in the wrong way, you didn't get any benefit of it. And it will affect you. So, reuse it today and you will get better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Tira. Judges, do you have any comment?
Hello, Tira.
Hello,
Yes.
judges.
But so thank you. I quite love your speech. It is something that is different, bringing something new as well. My comment would be that the content was alright, but the flow of your body language as well as how you speak, it is a bit like artificial. It's like memorizing something and then say it out, right? Maybe work it so that it is a bit flow more natural and then have some body language that matches with what you're speaking right now. So I hope you can, if you advance on to the next stage, I hope that you can work on your body language. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Now on to the next candidate, number 134, Lim Kie Yong.
The thing is, do you think chat rooms is safe? Greetings, everyone, and I would like to pay my high respect to everyone here today. Chat room, an online program where people can communicate by chatting with each other about a certain topic, seems to be a very appealing topic to young people. Besides of all the advantages of communicating through chat rooms, it is actually a dangerous case. Therefore, I will be stating 3 reasons to why chat rooms are unsafe. The dangers begins with faking with their identities. Since logging into a chat room programs doesn't require any personal information, users can easily lie about their identity, including their age, their gender, and also their name. One important thing that people don't understand is that kids or teenagers and even adults can pretend to be someone else on the internet. They might think that the person that is texting with them would be a person with similar in age, but in fact, they could be an adult who's pretending to be a teenager that actually fit with their age gap. Whether you guys trust the person that you are texting in online with or not, any information shared is shared with the entire group, which means anything that you said would be known all over the group chat. Another thing is getting exposed with dangerous or sensitive content. Even if you clarify that you are a child in the chat room, it doesn't make any difference. You can still are exposed to very sensitive content, which is sexual content. Studies have found out that 1 in 5 teens will be exposed to sensitive content even though they didn't search it up, which means that sexual content will appear whenever you are online or even in chat rooms. Moving on to the last one. Do you wonder, can chat rooms get hacked? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. Since logging into chat rooms doesn't require many informations, it makes the hackers get easily to hack into your personal informations. To sum up, just because of 3 things. Faking identities, dangerous in content, and also hacking into personal information are enough to prove that chat rooms are not safe. Therefore, if you are wondering and want to try and text in a chat rooms, think again, because it causes a lot of problems and get harm to you all too. That is all.
Thank you, Kiyong. Judge, do you have any comment? Thank you. Now moving on to the next candidate, ID number 151, Lao Saray Watani.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Presently, people tend to read news online rather than read news on print newspaper. So, as you can see that nowadays, there are less and less newspapers that are printed through the people that they are read. So they are more likely to read online. Just that thing happened for yesterday that I have bought a newspaper for my grandfather. For 2 days ago, newspaper seller told me that there are only 2 or 3 people in this Sraisapan city bought newspaper to read. And in this generation, there are a lot of technology things to read or know what happened in this society. So I think the newspaper soon or later will be obsolete. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you why the newspaper shall soon be obsolete or no longer used. Above all, the main reason that the newspaper shall soon be obsolete or no longer used is environmental issues. Because the news come from trees, and in order to get a bunch of trees a bunch of pepper, we need to cut down a lot of trees. And that's the reason why there are less and less trees because of newspaper. And if we cut a lot of trees, there will be a global warming and it affects our Earth. It will have a climate change that gives us a lot of hard time and trouble to our planet. So this is the main reason that the newspaper should be no longer used. And the other one is at the same time in this 21st century, people know about technology. And everyone surely has a smartphone. If you don't have it, you can save up to $200 to spend a smartphone to know what's happened in this Asian or read news online. And let's imagine together, if you don't buy a smartphone, you don't save up $200 to buy a smartphone. Like imagine you don't have a smartphone to read news online, but you have to buy everyday newspaper. Let's say it's about 10 cents. So in a year, 365 days, you have to spend more than $200. And that is the main problem that we can use it to solution by reading on online newspaper. And nowadays, people, for example, some news company that are famous in 19 years, and they are up that from using paper to having their own website, Facebook or Twitter. So in my opinion, that we should read news online because it can help our environment become greener and have a lot of trees. So we don't have to cut trees in order to get a bunch of peppers. Together, to get a better world or greener world, we have to stop use newspaper, and that's the main reason why newspapers shall soon be obsolete.
Thank you. Judge, do you have any comment?
Okay, thank you, Mali Hong, for your speech. So you have done a great job with your opening that you have a story which is very interesting because it is related to your personal story. But I have some comment in case you go to next round, you need to take this into account. The topic is very simple. Sometimes you don't need to focus too much on research. Because sometimes this topic is simple like that, you can form up your own argument. Okay, so it would save a lot of time for you, and also it would be helpful for you to get the argument, and then you don't need to memorize it because it is related to your real story. So it's good when you first start your story, you can see that you don't need to memorize your script because it is real experience, right? So it's also common for the others candidate as well. If you try to relate the topic to your own experience, it's very helpful for you to form the arguments and also the way that you present your arguments and ideas as well, okay? So thank you so much for your efforts, okay? Thank you.
Hello, On. I think I really like the way that you start your presentations because you start by sharing with us a story that a lot of can relate it to, and I think other candidates can also learn from you that sometimes this small story or anecdote actually help us, the audience, to be interested in your speech. So we are kind of expecting what you're gonna say next based on the story that you told us. So very good job to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Watney.
Thank you.
So for now, we will take a 10-minute break. So we will be back at 9:05. Thank you.
This is Bootcamp Day. Happy fun here. I feel so happy because I meet a lot of new people. I will have a lot of friends.
Hello everyone, my name is Layumi and today we are attend Bootcamp round and I'm so excited to be here because it's my first time camping. Yeah, and everyone here is so friendly, especially the breakfast is really delicious. Other competition is just a normal speaking event, but this one is the special one. Bootcamp is the special because we have many fun events to do together so we can maybe improve our friendship and know more.
Public speaking ដោយសារតែខ្ញុំចង់ present នៅ ability របស់ខ្ញុំ
ក្នុងកម្មវិធីដែលយើងគូនាឡិកាហ្នឹងគឺគេឲ្យយើងគូឲ្យបន្ទាប់មកយើងទៅសួរមិត្តភ័ក្តិដែលនៅក្នុងថ្នាក់របស់យើងទាំង60នាក់ហ្នឹងណាគេក៏បានដែរជាពិសេសមនុស្សដែលយើងអត់ស្គាល់ហ្នឹងទៅសួរឈ្មោះសួរលេខទូរស័ព្ទសួរពីសាលាណាអញ្ចឹងណាហើយបន្ទាប់មកទៀតគាត់នឹង set time ឲ្យហើយបន្ទាប់មកយើងគាត់ថាឲ្យទៅជួបណាត់គ្នាថាណាគេជួបឧទាហរណ៍ណាត់ម៉ោង 12 អញ្ចឹងយើងទៅរកដៃគូរបស់យើងហើយបន្ទាប់មកគាត់នឹងតាក់សំណួរឲ្យយើងហើយស្វែងយល់ពីគ្នាហើយគាត់នឹងសួរយើង
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In my opinion, I think that today is about the people who has always speak.
Sorry.
But now it's number whatever in the brain is just speak. And sometimes it also sometimes it's nonsense. But the biggest question is why are we here? Based on my idea, I think that they want to correct us, they want to give us feedback and train us where we don't know and where we haven't heard about and where we need to know. Want to have a new experience that we haven't done before so we can learn from each other too. Thank you. It won't benefit anyone else besides yourself.
You can see anyone on the campus with the shirt or hat now. Him maybe not the shirt or hat now, but also can talk to anybody. I'm here to help you. I know some of you might have learned something from other program, but if you have the mindset that you already learned, you won't learn from this one as much. Before I present my topic, just you stand there to share about your idea.
Positive energy to your partner. I'm ready. Okay, very good. Let's give a big clap to your sister.
មកពេលតលងាកហ្នឹងនិយាយទៅចូលចិត្តផាត់គ្រប់ផាត់ទាំងអស់ជាពិសេសផាត់តតងមួយការធ្វើជាក្រុមព្រោះខ្ញុំចូលចិត្តធ្វើការងារជាក្រុមអញ្ចឹងទៅពេលរៀននៅក្នុងក្រុមវាសប្បាយ Drink alcohol and for the life reason respect the law traffic and also the traffic light. Hello sirs and hello everyone. My name is Rosalika. I'm a contestant number third hunt.
Okay. That's all. Thank you very much. Don't worry.
មានអារម្មណ៍ថាវាអស់កម្លាំងខ្លាំងមែនតើព្រោះយើងថាដូចមកពីបែបអីចឹងទៅវាអស់កម្លាំងដែរព្រោះយើងមកពីម៉ោង5អីចឹងណាប៉ុន្តែអត់អីខ្ញុំធ្វើបាន
ចាត់ទុកចាត់អីនៅទីនេះសូមឲ្យថែរក្សាទាំងអស់គ្នាគ្រប់ក្រុមការងាររបស់អ្នកដែលសរសេរសុខសុខភាពការបោះជំរំនៅទីនេះជោគជ័យចាប់ដល់រលូនហើយបើសិនជាធ្វើការវិនិច្ឆ័យទីតាំងវាច្រើនថ្ងៃហើយក៏ច្រើនកន្លែងដែរអញ្ចឹងសូមឲ្យម្ចាស់ទឹកដីដែលថែរក្សានៅទីនេះបានដឹងបានលឺនិងជួយមើលថែរក្សាក្មេងៗទាំងអស់ឲ្យគាត់មានតែសុខភាពក៏ដូចជាបើសិនជាមានការលើសលួសអីសូមឲ្យកាន់តែអភ័យទោសព្រោះពួកគាត់សុទ្ធតែក្មេងៗទាំងអស់
អូខេអរេបងទៅរៀនលេទីពេកកំពុងហាមាត់មកកន្លែងផុតទៅ
ប្រហែលខ្ញុំបានបរៀនអំពី basic of public speaking ហើយនិង debate ហើយអ្វីដែលខ្ញុំក៏សម្គាល់វាមានពី3ចំណុចដែរដូចទី1ខ្ញុំគិតថាពួកគាត់ត្រឹមតែជាក្មេងវិទ្យាល័យនៅជនបទធម្មតាដែលគាត់អត់សូវដឹងពី basic ទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងតែតាមពិតទៅកម្រិតភាសាអង់គ្លេសនៃការយល់ដឹងរបស់ពួកគាត់គឺខ្លាំងមែនទែនហើយចំណុចទី2ឲ្យតែមានកិច្ចការមិនថា group discussion ឬក៏យើងសួរសំណួរអីទេគឺគាត់ very engagement ហើយនឹង active នៅក្នុងថ្នាក់មែនទែនស្ទើរតែជួនកាលលើកដៃ10នាក់អីដែលយើងមិនដឹងថាគូជ្រើសរើសពីណាអញ្ចឹងគាត់ចូលរួមខ្លាំងមែនទែនអាហ្នឹងវាជាចំណុចពិសេសមួយដែលខ្ញុំឃើញថាការ select ពីខាងកម្មវិធីរបស់យើងគឺសិតតែអ្នកដែលបកកែមកចំណុចពិសេសខ្ញុំឃើញថាទី1គឺពួកគាត់មកពីវិទ្យាល័យផ្សេងគ្នាដែល60នាក់ហ្នឹងគឺមកពីវិទ្យាល័យច្រើននៅក្នុងខេត្តបន្ទាយមានជ័យហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងធ្វើឲ្យ background ពួកគាត់ក៏ខុសប្លែកពីគ្នាដែរហើយចំណុចទី2វាមិនមែនត្រឹមតែជាថ្នាក់រៀនមួយដែលត្រឹមតែរៀនតែទ្រឹស្ដីហើយ just finish ទេគឺយើងមានការអនុវត្តមានអីច្រើនហើយជាងនេះទៅទៀតដោយសារតែយើងមានសកម្មភាពខាងក្រៅច្រើនដូចជាឥឡូវយើងមានតង់មានអីមាន campfire យើងមានសកម្មភាពក្នុងការ make fun ធ្វើម៉េចឲ្យពួកគាត់មានអារម្មណ៍ថាបញ្ចប់ពីកម្មវិធីហ្នឹងទៅ is not just only debate and public speaking អញ្ចឹងពេលចប់គឺពួកគាត់នឹង like the unforgettable memory for them
សូមស្វាគមន៍មកកាន់វគ្គ Bootcamp ថ្ងៃទី1របស់កម្មវិធីវោហាឆ្នាំបន្ទាយមានជ័យไม่เพลงตั้งไหน
Hello, good mornings once again. Now we're back to the second sessions of the competitions. So we're starting with candidate number 158, Hong Mali.
News are a part of communication that keeps us educated and informed of recent events and issues. They could be traditionally distributed through printed media such as newspapers or technological media. Acknowledging that the 21st century is a technological advancement period, the development of these media will soon take over the printed media such as the newspapers. And this is the reason why newspapers shall soon be obsolete. I will detail through three main notions: reliability, convenient, and environmentally friendly. Last night, I took a 15-minute trip to the nearest bookstore in order to buy this newspaper. I had to take a 15-minute trip back home in order to do the research. So in total, I took 30 minutes in order to retrieve the information that I need in order to do the research. However, with this gadget, my phone, I am able to do the same exact research on the information that I need in less than 30 seconds with the help of the internet. It is very convenient for me, and this is why newspapers are being so unpopular nowadays. According to the service annual survey, the the newspapers industry had lost about 52% of their revenue from 2002 and 2020. This is because as the world develops so rapidly, we tend to seek for easier ways and quicker ways in order to attain the information that we need in order to do efficiency in our work. Not only that, we use our phones in order to receive up-to-date information. However, with newspaper, it will take longer to be regulated. According to an international journalism website, newspapers tend to take around 2 days to 3 weeks in order for the papers to be published. This means that it will take longer for it to be distributed out to the public. However, with a phone, we can receive the updates or notification away after the news are immediately published. Therefore, we tend to rely on our phone to receive recent updates rather than the newspapers. Further on, newspapers are actually very harmful to the environment. Newspaper industries and newspapers factory released a bunch of chemicals out into the environment. So this is the reason why newspapers shall soon be obsolete, since they create more issues regarding paper waste, water and land pollution. Newspapers are not that convenient, are not that reliable and environmentally friendly, which is the reason why newspapers shall soon be disappeared. Thank you.
Thank you, Mali. Judges, do you have any comment?
Hello, Mali.
Hi.
How do you feel right now? Be honest.
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed, a bit nervous, right?
Yes.
Anxious as well. I understand that there's a lot of people, the stage, everything can be quite nervous. The judges, our face is so straight, it can make you nervous. But in public speaking as well as in life, whenever you are nervous or whenever you feel anxious or overwhelmed, let that emotion feel and then let it go away, or turn it into confidence. Because think about this. You researched on that topic, right? You wrote the script. So then you are the expert in that topic. You have the confidence. It's the confidence inside of you. You are the expert. You are the master. Now tell us, explain it to us in your own words. You are the only one on stage who holds the microphone, who holds the power. So use that power. Be confident. Turn the fears into confidence. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to ask, what are you most fear of right now when you're on stage?
Right now, after I finish the speech, all I'm thinking about is the results.
Okay, I can see that you're a little nervous, but I don't know if what I'm gonna say will make you feel a little better. But you did really well. I mean, the way you introduce your topic, the way you use the prop, the way you tell the story, I love every part of it. And even your language skill, I think you are in high school, but your language proficiency is really, really good. What I want to tell you is that be confident in your own ability, because you are really good. You are more than enough.
Thank you.
And just learn to control your nervousness a little bit, and I noticed that when you nervous, you tend to shy away from the stage, like look to the side. One thing you can improve is that next time, no matter how nervous you are, don't look away from the audience. Look at the audience straight in the eye and bring your confidence back. Okay?
Yes.
Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Now let's move on to the next candidate, number 170, Mo Srainit.
Do you have smartphone? Who has smartphone? Please raise your hand up. Okay, thank guys for your answer. And also me have smartphone too. Greetings, digest ladies and gentlemen, and all the audience. Today, I'm so excited and honored to be here to give you a speech about does smartphone affects your intelligence. Okay, before we go on to the topic, I would like to explain you smartphone means. Smartphone is device mainly used for video call, internet, SMS, playing video game, photographies, or study. Nowadays, technology is getting really advanced, and it is becoming an essential part of life. The most rapidly technology in the world is smartphone. Smartphone is also can be known as mobile phone or cell phone. Many of us relate to spending more time on our phone, like to learning, researching, something like that. Anyway, does smartphone affect your intelligence? For my opinion, I think that everything has positive and negative sides. If it affects your intelligence or not, it depends. What are you doing with it? If you dance with your smartphone hours and hours all the day, sure, it can affect your intelligence. When I was locked down while COVID-19 attracting, I need to use my smartphone to study with my teachers and my friends. When I have free time, I like to pay my attention to playing games or on social media. After that, I feel like headache and it's make my brain, it's make me dumber. It is one of negative sides. Of course, consequently, if you use it a few hours a day, it cannot affect your intelligence. Like you use it for learning, researching. When I was to start my homework that my teacher has given it for me, I need to use my smartphone for research, and it can me to solve it. It is not only help me to solve my homework, but it also make me more knowledge and develop my skill too. In addition, I watch things educational documentaries online, and I learn more general knowledge by smartphone. So it make me smarter. All in all, if you use it in the right way, you will get a lot of benefit from it. And if you use it in the wrong way, you will not get any benefit from it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sainet. Judges, do you have any comment?
Okay, thank you, Srinit, for your speech. First of all, my comment is about your opening speech. You spend quite a lot of time on your opening remarks, so better to shorten it and trying to focus more on your argument, okay? And the second one, which is very important, better to decide whether smartphone affect the intelligence or not, and then you decide. But please make sure that whether you think it is positive or negative, you need to take side, because 5 minutes, you don't have much time to explain both, okay? So my comment is very simple. So better to take side, even those we admit that a smartphone will have both positive and negative impact on intelligence, but you need to take side because your focus is on how you explain your argument to the audience and make sure that they understand it well, okay? And so that is all for my comment on that. Thank you.
Hello, Senate. So my comments to you is to improve your confidence. As the judge give comment to the previous candidate, is that you are the only one who know your topic very well. So show more confidence in the way you talk, the way you walk, and the way you deliver your speech. By that, the way I see it from here is that you always try, you don't make eye contact with any of us around here, and you always look a little down. If you want to show more confidence, look up, and then make eye contact with the audience. That way, it will make you look more confident, and also it can help improve your way of delivering as well. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Senate.
Thank you.
Now move on to the next candidate, ID number 174, Tui Munuta.
So, in this modern society, automatic things have been more common and they are being everywhere and they are much more better than society back then. When it comes to automatic things, we would all think about coding. And when it comes to coding, we would think about artificial intelligence, AI, or robots. Now, first of all, I would like to pay my highest respect to the honorable guests, judges, and all the audience who are present here today. So, there has been a debate going on who is smarter between human or robot. In one perspective, people think that robots are smarter because they have the information and the memory better than us humans can do. And other perspectives think that humans create robots, and so us humans have the information to tell about robot better than a robot can do. So when we talk about robot replacing human job, we are going to talk about how dangerous jobs that robot can do for us. There are all good things and bad things. And when they replace our job, they would most likely replace the jobs that are hard and difficult to do and very dangerous to perform. And the bad part is that most people will go unemployed and we wouldn't have any job to do for our life. Now let's talk about space. When we talk about space, we're going to talk about the first ever moon landing, which is the Apollo 11, and the 6 other missions that had failed before it. But nowadays, we start sending robots to space rather than human because they are much more safer and they are not so expensive as sending human, and they are very cheap and can be made from scratch. Now let's talk about a store that can function automatically only through robot, which it can help us in many ways without paying people to check out. But in the store, it only needs about 3 people to function the robot that are going to work on the job, and human can just check out, walk in, put the stuff in the basket, and they can walk out without doing the checkout or waiting for lines to check out for what we had bought. Now, when traveling in cars. Nowadays, we have the internet that can help us take from one place to another, from plan A to plan B. And it can be functioned through robot where it can help us travel safely without doing the driving for ourselves. And there's also a bullet train that is functioned only through robot, and they can also drive very fast without human help, only just robot functioning on its own. Now, to sum up what I had brought up earlier, I would like to say that the next generation is going to be very artificial intelligence and robot controlling us or controlling what our job is like. Either they are good or bad. It depends on how we create them and how we are going to function them. Thank you.
Thank you, Munuta. Judges, do you have any comments?
Hello, Monita.
Hi.
Your speech was very well crafted. The content, the layout, and everything. You had examples, you had the structure, which is very, very good. So thank you for that. And I think you have been listening to the trainers about that as well. I think same goes with other contestants, is that own your topic and display more confidence in terms of your voice projection. Like, you can use many different ways for your voice, pitch or tone. Do not make it such a monotone, but make it a bit more interesting. You have the whole stage, right? Walk around. You don't have to just stay in one place. You can walk around, have fun with everything. And I think I just want to mention this as well, is to have fun. So play with your speech, play with the whole public speaking as a general. So thank you so much, and I wish the best.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Monuta, right?
Yes.
I have only one short comment. Please use your time wisely because you still have some time left. So you have done a great job with presenting your argument, your supporting ideas, and your examples. But you can have more time to elaborate more on your argument, okay? So better to use your time wisely and efficiently, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Munuta.
Thank you.
For the next candidate, we have candidate ID number 198, Ung Mai Mai.
This is the this is a technology generation where all the people around the world, they can communicate with each other, even with the stranger, through the internet. On the website called chat rooms. Good mornings, everyone. Today I'm very pleasure to be here to present you the topic which says chat rooms, are they safe? In my opinion, chat room, they not safe. Why? Before to make it more clearly detailed, I'm gonna give you the definition of the keyword. The word chat room. According to the Corporate Dictionary, chat room is mean the website that allow the user to use it for communications with each other, and it's not allow the user register the real identity. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have two main points to support my idea. Why the chat rooms they not safe. Because one, it's the user can be abused by the people with bad intention. People in chat room, they can be hide their identity or they can use the fake account to just take advantages of the user of the other people. And moreover, when you use it, when you chat with each other, you cannot see their facial expression or what exactly they're doing. So you don't know what they truly mean or what they truly want from you. So, for instance, my aunt, she lost her $500 because she got an email from the stranger that said she wants the lucky draw $10,000 from some products, and it supports her to send the money to them before they giving her prize. But unfortunately, she believed it, and she sent her money to them. And what she know about it? They gone when they receive her money. So that's the example. The reason two is the reason two people will feel insecure, and when they are chatting or they will feel insecure because people in the chat rooms, they fake their identity and they use their identity. For my example, for this reason, it was like according to the Cambodian schemes population, one conversation said they said about the victims, they got locked out from their own account because they locked out from their own account because they informs that specific information to someone else. And the scammer or the hacker, they will use it information to get benefit to get benefit for their own. Like they're using it to make money for revenge or their own benefit. In conclusions, people in chat rooms, they can be a hacker, they can be the scammer, you don't even know that. So make sure when you use that, you have to sure that the person is right and the good people that you should be. Thank you.
Thank you, May. Judges, do you have any comments?
Okay, thank you, May, for your efforts. So let's have a small conversation with you. How many reasons do you have to answer your topic?
2.
Only 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Next time, better to prepare 3. The reason is with you. You lose one, you have another one to present. Okay. And one more thing, another question about $500 that your auntie lose to the scammer. Is it from the chat room? Or
Yes.
is it in general? Okay.
They got email from the chat room.
Okay, so this is a very good and important example, but trying to make sure that you state up the chat room that because of the chat room, that's why your auntie lose the money. Because from us, we thought that is from something else or another app, okay? So one more thing, thank you for your insightful explanation on the topic. Otherwise, I don't understand what is chat room and how dangerous it is. Okay, so this is my comment, but as I mentioned earlier, better to have plan B. You prepare 3 reasons, you forget one, you still have another one in hands, and no one knows about that, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, all my mate. So my comments to you is that you look really, really nervous, and you forgot. I don't know if you're trying to remember the script, but you seem to forget it. My comment is not different to the other judges about how you can overcome when you forget the script. So if you completely forget the script, don't try and recall the script that you prepare. Because I'm sure that before you come up with this idea, you might have read a lot. If you forgot this one, maybe come up with a different reason instead of trying to recall the one that you forgot and you keep getting stuck along the way. Another positive comment that I have also a positive comment for you is the way you raised an example about your aunt she got scammed in the chat room, and it very relevant to your main idea. So that's a good point that you made. So when you organize the idea, always think about the way that you did with your first argument. You have your main arguments and then come up with an example that is very relevant to your main argument. It will strengthen your explanation better, and it's something that is people can easily understand. So very good job with that one. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. For the next candidate, we have candidate ID number 225, Pon Pali.
When I was in grade 6, I have joined the public speaking, and I failed because I didn't have any information. But when I was in grade 10, after I having smartphone, and so I used my smartphone to research something, and I watched some video about my topic that I got it. And after that, the result that I got is really good. I said like this, it didn't mean that I use smartphone to copy, but I use smartphone to combine all the information, and then I make it to be a new one. So, does smartphone affect my intelligence? Ladies and gentlemen, smartphones are smart, but people are more smarter. People mindset and thought having generation of the new one and change it. And today I will tell you 2 reasons that I'm support about this topic, that smartphone isn't affect to my intelligence. So for my personality, I think smartphone isn't affect to my didn't affect to my intelligence because firstly, smartphone help me to get education. As we know that smartphone have many information and apps in it, so we can use it in many ways to learn and improve ourselves, like learning new language. If we want to learn new language or foreign language like English, we need to go to the school or we need to study part-time. But if we have smartphone, we can use it to study by yourself, and we can know what's happening in the world by using smartphone. We can do researching, we can use dictionary apps to help for your pronunciation, for learning vocabulary. And the second thing that I want to say about smartphone is smartphone help students to get more information, such as we can use smartphone for looking for the exam schedule, and using smartphone for the timetable, and also smartphone can help the student, especially grade 12, to use it. They can use it to research about their lesson. They do the quiz, they do the exercise, and they can watch some of the grade A students that they give experience to them, and they can get experience too. And also, smartphone can divide us to be more like, smartphone can help us to get opportunity, like for this Bootcamp competition. I have known this Bootcamp competition because I have seen it in Facebook, and then I register my name in it. So now, because smartphone, I can get a chance to give a speak right there. For my in my summaries, smartphones are the device that very important and useful for everyone, and it's really good, and we can use it for learning, searching and exploring more about technology, and searching about the new, and so we can do that. And smartphone will give us the more intelligence, and smartphone will give us the more intelligent and high knowledge. And I want to say that if someone have smartphone and never used to do learning and searching, please do it now. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, Pale. Judges, do you have any comment?
Hello, Pali. I think you did really well. I really like the way you present your ideas. And your English is really good. It's really easy to listen and digest. And the vocabulary you pick out very fit with the context that you're trying to explain to us. My comment to the way you structure your presentation would be, at the end of the speech, I think you spend a lot of time recapping and adding more information. Normally at the end of the presentation or public speaking, you don't add any more information. Just try to summarize it, make it short and easy to understand, and recap it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Pale.
Thank you.
Now on to the next candidate, ID number 229, Cao Pechvilia.
So greetings everyone. First of all, I would like to pay my highest respect to honorable guests and judges. Today, I've come up with a topic: robots will replace human jobs. So basically, my speech for today is to discuss about 1, what is a robot? 2, how will robot replace human and how will it help us? 3, why will robot replace human jobs? So firstly, what is a robot? According to what I've researched and what I know, robot is an automatic machine that replaces human jobs and effort. Some of them may look like human, but some of them may not. So robots were created in order to be a use for humanity purposes. Secondly, how will robot help us? So we all know that robots are tough and intelligent, so it must can help us a lot, right? So for example, robot takes priority to work in dangerous jobs in order to prevent humans from getting hurt, being injured, and infected by unique disease, which is hard to be cured. So imagine if robots were to replace those humans, what will happen to them? They will be safe, of course. Robots also can work really, really fast and quickly because robots can multitask up to 1, 2, 3, or maybe 4 at a time. So if we compare to human can only do one thing at a time, and it really requires a lot of effort, focusing, concentration, and much more. Sometimes people even mess up if they try to do things repeatedly or over time. But for robots, they can do it really easily. So robot can replace human with repeatedly things. Robots also can serve us as well. They provide us serving with full information, warmingly and professionally. They can also cook as well, maybe, because if we program them, they will do exactly as what we set program on them. And I can guarantee you, robot will cook a very balanced food for your diet, and it will be also tasty. And robot can also learn to cook new food as well because they can detect and observe information from the internet, guidance from videos, something like that. So thirdly, why will we replace human jobs with robots? So one, for example, transportation. For human, we drive trucks or bus driver, like a lot of them that I have observing, they are working non-stop. Most of them only take just a little bit of time to rest, but sometimes if their body doesn't respond to them, they might fall asleep in a second. And that time, when they fall asleep, mostly the accident happens. And there will be a lot of casualties. So I recommend robot will replace them. So because of robot, they do not need any time to rest. They can work and they know what happened next. So robot is perfect for this job. So in my opinion, robot must replace human jobs because they save human lives. Also, they alleviate human workload. So human will have the opportunity to search for more work and they can live a peaceful life. Thank you.
Thank you, Shwilia. Judges?
Okay, thank you for your speech. So I think you have done a great job in presenting your argument. But my main concern is when you get the topic, please spend some time, understand the topic first, and also think about the topic first before you go to Google for answer, okay? Actually, if you talk about robots and also the replacing human, does it replace the human? Actually, it is replacing the human already, okay? But the point is that you mentioned a very good point at the end, like why robot replace human? This is very interesting topic that you should answer, because we know robot is replacing human, right? In that car industry, in the Amazon industry, delivering product, for example, transport product, transport human being. But the point is that you put it at the end. But actually, it is a very important thing that you need to put at first, and then you're trying to explain more about that. Okay. So my comment is that when you get a topic, please understand the topic first, think about it, and define your stand, and then you try to work on it. Otherwise, you will come up with two things. So first, the robot is replacing human. You explain, right? And then you explain another thing like why it is replacing human. So better to choose one. You want to say that it is replacing, or you want to tell us why it is replacing human being, okay? So this is my comment, and thank you for your efforts on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Australia. Now for the next candidate, candidate ID number 276, Sing Serai Solida.
Greetings, judges, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I would like to share with you a little bit story of me. Once, I remember there was a stranger who texted me through Messenger and said, "If you don't give me $200, then I will Photoshop you inappropriately." At that time, I was really nervous. I can't imagine it's happened in my life. And my hand was shaking like this when I'm holding my phone. My heart is beating so fast. So that is why I can tell that chat room is not safe. And I'm here right now to tell you 3 reasons why chat room is not safe. My first reason is talking about anonymity. Anonymity is really hard for us, especially they try to fake their accounts, such as they use locations, fake photo, fake profile picture, and also phone number to sign up a new account to connect with us. Therefore, they just go to the chat room and text to people who they know. In addition, you can remember this. It's can call OCSE. O for online, C for child, S for sexual, and E for exploitation. So online child sexual exploitation is really dangerous to our young generation. So you need to be careful. And according to the UNICEF Cambodia, the article said that published in 2019 said that the online population is younger 4.5% of a population Cambodia, and children is immune not to harmful content, sexual, and also exploitation. So you need to be careful. In addition, anonymity can hack your account, go through to your information, your profile, and then take to your friends, your family, ask them to give you money or kidnap like that. So it's really like not good for a chat room. So let's move to my second point, which is go to their forward or screenshot our message. We have no idea when or will or who will they forward our messages, photos, our document or voices. So for example, like my friends always screenshot their chat from their boyfriends, and I realized that, it's not really safe. You better talk face to face. So in this case, it means that your privacy is not safe at all. Then, judges, ladies and gentlemen, only one click, your privacy can be leaked. So you need to be careful. Last is talking about the privacy. Even though you have a private account, but it not mean that you are privacy enough. Because no matter what, they always have a system, and according to the magazines of Forbes, Mr. John Mars said that the marketing is private to promote the privacy. So, but the most important is they share the data. They share your information, your privacy to the other third party. So it means that you are not safe enough, even though you are private account, but your data, your information can share to the third party if they buy the document. And also the Facebook remind that they also admit that they will save our information, and also they will give it to the other partner because they have no choice. And that is the rule as well. All in all, chat room is completely dangerous. So if you can't live without it, just use it in the right way and be careful, because all information you are here, they gonna know. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Solida. Judges, do you have any comment?
Hello, Lida. Thank you so much for a really interesting way of explaining. I think you structure your presentation really nicely, especially with the concrete evidence. My comment to help you improve your presentation would be body language. You're very confident, really good. I love your voice projections. You're very lively, so it's really interesting to watch your performance. But be careful with the way you walk around, because one, the speed is, you keep the same motion, you keep going to the left, to the right, and then it's too frequent. I want you to be cautious with your body language. Make sure that your body language match your topic, one thing, and it's not too frequent, because otherwise, instead of enhancing your delivery, it actually distracts your audience instead. So be careful with that, and the rest of it really good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, so I'll just keep this short because Bong has already given very good comment already. Your speech was crafted quite well, the content and how you deliver and everything. It's just the little things, you know, that can make you shine even brighter. Like using rhetoric, using voice projection, using tone, your body language, your way you move your hands, the way you move, like the way and everything else. So you're already good, but it's just like the small little things, you know? So practice, and then focus on the small things now, so then you can become a very good public speaker in the future. So I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Solida. Now we have the next candidate, candidate ID number 281, Hong Simrong.
Greetings, honorable guests, judges, and everyone here. Imagine if we are in the world full of robots and machines. When we go to the cafe, we can see that the robots are the waiters. When we go to a hotel, we can see that the receptionists are robots, not humans. How would you feel when you see robots become more smarter and smarter every single day? For some reasons, the robots make us feel like they are going to replace us in the futures. And it is true, because right now in the hotel, companies, hospital, and other places, they are starting to use robots to do job. And it means that the robots are taking our job. Based on the natures and type of this job, here is a rundown of the job that the robots will mostly perform in the futures. The first one is customer service executive. Customer service executive don't require a high level social and emotional emotional intelligence to perform. Many companies now rely on robots to answer frequent asked questions and customer support questions. 2. Receptionists. With auto check-in in both large and small hotels, there is a lesser need of receptionists in the long run. 3. Doctors. We already witnessed the robot surgeons perform operations worldwide, and the robotic doctors can make more accurate and effective treatment to patients more compared to human counterparts. 4. Taxi and bus driver. There is a 98% chance that this sector will completely automatic. There's already a self-driving car, and it's not long until there's a fully autonomous vehicle over us. Furthermore, robots can provide precise and high quality works by reducing Furthermore, the robots can provide precise and high quality works by reducing potential human error. Robots can also improve safety. Safety operating conditions translate to few more downtime and lost work hours, and this means in resulting increased efficiencies. Robots can handle hazards like chemical. They can handling chemicals and exposure to radioactive materials, and by having robots, human operator become more safer with robot support. In the end, I want to say that we can't always rely on robots, because if we keep relying on them, one day robots will become our replacement. Thank you.
Thank you, Simrong. Judges, do you have any comments?
Okay, thank you, Simrong, for your speech. I know you went through a hard time or trying to presenting your idea, but at least you have finished it well, okay? My comment is when you're talking about your topic, always explain the main concept to audience. When we're talking about robot, don't assume that audience understand what is robot. Some people assume it as machine learning. Some people just refer to a particular technology that have reduced the human efforts. So some people just refer to only machine that working in the industry. So we do not have the visualization of what is a robot that you are talking about. For example, like a particular robots that act like a policeman in the Dubai, for example, right? So people will see that this is the robot that you are going to talk about, okay? So always remember that don't assume that all audience understand everything. All judges understand everything. So always explain the main concept, trying to let the audience understand that what are you going to talk about. And then you can also elaborate more later, okay? So this is my main comment on your presentation right now, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simrong. For now, we will take another 10 minutes break, and we will come back at 10 10 a.m.
សម្រាប់ training ព្រឹកនេះខ្ញុំទទួលបានបទពិសោធន៍ហើយនឹងចំណេះដឹងថ្មីៗច្រើនមែនទែនដែល trainer ដែលគាត់បានធ្វើបទបង្ហាញយ៉ាងល្អដល់មកកាន់ពួកខ្ញុំ
cái này đây khơi mặt hẹ nhom anh chăng còn lang gì ấy khơi ha bây đây trainer còn đo bắp sạt mà dương ban stop tràn hay mẹ làm ha improve luôn ai ban tràn hay riêng ban tràn đây vì ngày trend ngày nắng tua vía tập tay và hai chỉ bị mong ở đây và tay dương mặt bắp sạt thay tràn
slide muscle
overthinking. But after that, I conduct my own solutions. So trust me, I'm an expert. Love yourself. Please love yourself more than the other, but it's not mean that you are selfish. Just love yourself, give motivate to yourself. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Okay, any more comment? Just anyone. Okay, please. Therefore, if I were a teacher, I would hit what kind?
These generations are taught to have a mindset that being fat or being black is ugly and being white or skinny is actually beautiful.
Okay, thank you. I still have noticed about your friends. So, who volunteer to be the proposal team? Three of you. But it's more helpful. And we will present you highway.
Design or treat something as being very important or most important. And as this topic, we can summarize it like the proposition side doesn't computers can relate in this motion at all. As the proposition side have a question, the proposition side has said about the environment is in the situation that undeveloped, right? So I wish you guys know that
សម្រាប់ខ្ញុំមានអារម្មណ៍ថាសប្បាយនឹងឆ្លុះគ្នាមែនតើដោយសារខ្ញុំមិនដែលធ្វើប្រពន្ធ debate ចឹងឯងពីច្រើនខ្ញុំធ្វើតែនៅក្នុងថ្នាក់អញ្ចឹងវានៅតែក្នុងថ្នាក់យើងឯង like យើងធ្វើតែមួយពួកម៉ាក់យើងអញ្ចឹងអត់មានអារម្មណ៍ថាគួរខ្លាចឬអីប៉ុន្តែពេលឡើងមកដល់នេះបាទខ្ញុំដឹងថាអូខេសមត្ថភាពរបស់យើងគឺមាន level ហើយមានអ្នកចាត់ជាងយើងច្រើនប៉ុន្តែអ្វីដែលយើងត្រូវធ្វើគឺចាប់ចំណុចខ្សោយរបស់គេហ្មង like យើងត្រូវ reflect ឲ្យលឿនណាបើមិនជាយើង slow យើងអាចតន់គេបានទេហើយ debate មួយនោះយើងអាចនឹង fall ទៀតអរគុណច្រើនហ្មង
មកពេលដែលខ្ញុំទៅបន្ទប់សង្គ្រោះបន្ទាន់ហ្នឹងព្រោះខ្ញុំមានបញ្ហាសុខភាពដោយសារតែខ្ញុំរៀនខ្សោយហើយយើងរៀនច្រើនទៅយើងប្រើកម្លាំងច្រើនដូចគ្នាទៅខ្ញុំ stress អញ្ចឹងទៅខ្ញុំអស់ជំរឿនមែនទេអញ្ចឹងទៅខ្ញុំក៏ទៅបន្ទប់សង្គ្រោះបន្ទាន់ព្រោះពួកបងក្រុមការងារគាត់បានធានាដូចគ្នាថានៅនេះគាត់មានឧបត្ថម្ភគ្រប់យ៉ាងទាំងផ្នែកសុខាភិបាលហើយនិងចំណេះដឹងផ្សេងៗដែលយើងត្រៀមនឹងឡើងប្រកួតចឹង
សង្ឃឹមថាយើងបានរៀនអីដែលថ្មីថ្មីហើយក៏ដូចជាធ្វើការកុំឲ្យច្រើនដែរព្រោះខ្ញុំចូលចិត្តរៀនបែបជាមួយគ្នាហើយនឹងជួយមិត្តភ័ក្តិផ្សេងៗក៏ដូចជាអ្នកដែលគាត់ចូលរួមជាមួយគ្នាហ្នឹង
ពេលណាគេឡើងនិយាយចឹងទៅគាត់ give feedback ឲ្យថាចំណុចណាយើងត្រូវ improve ហើយចំណុចខ្លាំងយើងអីគេចំណុចខ្សោយយើងអីគេដើម្បីគាត់ជួយយើងថាឲ្យយើងកែមុនថ្ងៃប្រកួត
Just summarize it and then
នៅពេលដែលយើងបានប្រធានបទហើយអ្វីដែលយើងត្រូវត្រៀមសម្រាប់ក្នុងការនិយាយប្រធានបទមួយហ្នឹងគឺយើងត្រូវការយល់ពីប្រធានបទហ្នឹងឲ្យច្បាស់ជាមុនសិនយើងអាច search នៅក្នុង Google search ព័ត៌មាននិយាយរួមទៅតាមសភៅក៏បានតាមអីក៏បានដែលវាតកតងនឹងប្រធានបទហ្នឹងហើយនៅពេលដែលយើងដឹងច្បាស់អញ្ចឹងយើងងាយស្រួលក្នុងការសរសេរក្នុងការរៀបចំ presentation ហ្នឹងបានកាន់តែល្អ
បាយអាចនិយាយបានថាពួកគាត់ជាក្មេងៗគាត់អត់ធ្លាប់មានបទពិសោធន៍នៃការដើរព្រៃការបោះជំរំអីទេអញ្ចឹងហើយប្រហែលជាគាត់មកអាចជាពិបាកជាងនៅផ្ទះគាត់ប៉ុន្តែបើប្រៀបធៀបនឹងជំរំវោហាឆ្នើមក៏ដូចជាជំរំផ្សេងៗខ្ញុំហ៊ានធានាថាជំរំវោហាឆ្នើមក្រុមការងាររបស់យើងបានរៀបចំល្អមែនតើនៅក្នុងទីតាំងមួយដែលល្អយើងដេកនៅការរស់នៅរបស់គាត់និងសុវត្ថិភាពបែបខាងសុខភាពគឺយើងមានក្រុមគ្រូពេទ្យដែលអរគុណទៅដល់លោកអ៊ំអភិបាលខេត្តក៏ដូចជាបងអភិបាលរងនិងអាជ្ញាធរមូលដ្ឋានទាំងអស់ដែលគាត់បានយកចិត្តទុកដាក់និងផ្ដល់ការសហការជាច្រើនដូចជាគាត់ផ្ដល់ទាំងពេទ្យទាំងការថ្នាំបាញ់សម្រាប់សត្វល្អិតមុន 2-3 ដងនិយាយទៅមុននឹងយើងចេញជាជំរំរស់នៅនេះអញ្ចឹងយើងអត់បារម្ភរឿងមូសយើងអត់បារម្ភរឿងសត្វអីដែលសារតែយើងបានសម្អាតវាហើយយើងមានបងកងកម្លាំងក៏អរគុណដល់ពួកគាត់ដូចគ្នាដែរបងកងកម្លាំងគឺគាត់ប្រចាំការ24ម៉ោងតែម្ដងអញ្ចឹងជំរំយើងនៅក្នុងតង់គឺយើងមានទាំងស្រីនិងប្រុសប៉ុន្តែគឺកេងបែកគ្នាហើយនៅក្នុងតង់មួយគឺមានក្រុមការងារចន្លោះមួយសូម្បីតែគាត់ភ្លេចអីវ៉ាន់គាត់ទៅផ្ទះទោះបីជាគាត់ប្រាប់ខ្ញុំហើយថាផ្ទះគាត់នៅចិត្តហ្នឹងឯងគាត់មានពួកម៉ាក់ជូនទៅក៏ខ្ញុំអត់ព្រមដែរគឺត្រូវតែប៉ូលីសជូនគាត់ទៅពួកគាត់គឺដូចកូនខ្ញុំអញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងការគ្រប់គ្រងរបស់ពួកខ្ញុំគឺខ្ញុំនឹងធ្វើឲ្យគាត់មានអារម្មណ៍ថានៅក្នុងជំរំនេះគឺសិតតែគ្រូសាឯងហើយអាចនិយាយបានថាដូចផ្ទះគាត់អញ្ចឹងគាត់ចង់បានអីក៏បានដែរឲ្យតែពួកខ្ញុំរៀបចំឲ្យតន់បងអាច take care អូនដូចផ្ទះសុខស្រួលដូចនៅផ្ទះហេប៉ុន្តែបងហ៊ានធានាថានៅក្នុងជំរំវោហាឆ្នើមគឺជាកន្លែងដែរបោះតង់ដែរក្មេងៗមានអារម្មណ៍ថា fresh ហើយទទួលបានភាពកក់ក្ដៅពីបងជាងជំរំផ្សេងហ៊ានធានាកន្លែងហ្នឹងមកព្រោះអីជឿជាក់ហ្មងថារៀបចំអស់ពីសមត្ថភាពហើយក៏អត់ខ្ចោះដែរ
As a gentle reminder, we will start in 2 minutes. Okay then, now let's start the next sessions of the competitions. Moving on, candidate ID 291, Sưa Sreinik.
Talking in group is very popular to all people in the world for talking about something. Greeting to all the judges, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone, have you ever taught it in group? Okay, of course. Today my topic is chat rooms. Are they safe? To begin it, let me explain all of you about the word chat rooms. Chat rooms are online platforms that offer strangers a place to talk in group. You can also chat in group you can make group chat in Messenger app, Telegram, Lines, and another apps. Meanwhile, as according to my past research in social media or in my mind, I think that chat rooms are not safe for everyone. When we cannot manage it better. I said like this because I have three main reasons. The first reason, when we use chat room, it means you are connecting with other devices, so it makes your information, your text, or your documents will not safe anymore. The second thing, chat rooms are not safe for everyone. Chat rooms are not safe for the kids. The second thing, there is not only one person in chat rooms. There are more than two people. So when the group or when the people of the member in chat room are discussing about something, if we are not united about each other, so it will make us unhappy and get more arguments. One more thing. When the people of chat rooms, they are talking about us like they bully about our body, feeling, and our study, so it will make us depression. So we can say that chat rooms are not safe for everyone if we can manage it better. To make it safe, we must not tell our personal information to the unknown person and use it in the best way, like to get more experiences, get advice from the people in chat room. That's all my speaking.
Thank you, Sreinik. Judges, do you have any comments?
Hello, Sreinik. Hi. Hello, một bông vinh. Okay. Thank you for your speech. I can see that you might be quite nervous as well.
Yes.
Right? But one of the things I want you to focus on is crafting your content of what the points you're going to say.
Yes.
I think the trainers have shown you a structure already. So if you can follow that structure, it would be much appreciated. Then your speech would flow very cleanly, rather than just this, then that, then this, then that. It's a bit confusing. So first of all, focus on the content of what you want to say, then elaborate it a little bit, and then you can focus on your body language and then your voice later. But first, look at the content. So thank you so much, and I wish you the best.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Sanet.
Hello.
Are you feeling okay now?
Yes, but I'm just nervous.
Okay, I can tell. Actually, in public speaking, the topic that you are given is also play important role in your delivery, because there might be topic that you are more comfortable with, and there are topic that is a little bit difficult for you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just want to share with you that it's okay. If you struggle sometime to come up with ideas, as long as you keep trying your best and keep improving. And I think that you have a talent for public speaking. It just you need more practice and confidence. You have the confidence in terms of your voice. You have a very clear voice and very sharp. And it's a very powerful voice. So I hope in the future you continue to improve your skill in terms of delivering your speech.
Yes.
And try your best. Wish you all the best on. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinek. Now to the next candidate, candidate ID number 295, Tôi Sowatika. Team, can you help check the microphone? So for this case, we'll reset the times again.
Hello? Okay. Have you ever read newspaper? Well, the answer might have been yes for the elders. Maybe they were sipping teas and smoking their cigarette in early of the morning. But for young generation like us, or can be known as Gen Z, maybe when we were born, we have never even seen or read newspaper at all. Well, most of us never did. So the point here is that newspaper is becoming less and less known to the younger generations, and it is dying more and more without even us realizing it. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings. Today I'm going to talk about the topic, which is newspaper shall soon be obsolete. But before going any further, I would like to decline some keywords. According to Oxford Dictionary, newspaper is a printed paper that includes articles, news, or advertisements, and etc. Whereas obsolete is referring to those things that is already deleted but is being reused by something new. So the question of today is, do you think that newspaper will be deleted in the next 5 years, or will it be adapting to the age of the digital? I will first start with the first main reason, the rise of the internet and its convenience. Well, it's although that the digital media, it requires electricity or Wi-Fi, but it doesn't cost you any space at all. For example, in the old days, there would be piles of newspapers stacking up in the corner of your room. And you have to reuse it, you have to recycle it, take it to the trash, and then buy a new one. But now there is something called smart devices, including your mobile phones or your computer, that you can check any information that you want, from social to politics, from economic to sports, anything that you want, you can watch on it. And even if you miss the news, you can always go back to replay or rewatch it. But if you miss the printed newspaper, you have to go back to the office and ask for that, read it, and then buy a new one, and it costs you money. With its convenience, it also uses less resources and it's delivered fast. For instance, if you are in a hurry to go to work or to go to school, but you just need to take a glimpse to know what's going on around you or around the world, before you have to go to a newsstand, to buy a newspaper and read it. But now you can just use your thumb or your finger to scroll around on social media or your trustable website, and you can know everything that you want to know. Even the information outside of this galaxy is on the internet or on the social media. And the second point is that the advertiser is declining to advertise their ads on the print newspaper. According to clubs.waketech.edu mentions that newspaper circulation is declining for over a whole decade. And according to one interview by William Welch, who was a retired journalist from USA, mentioned that, quote, as the internet rises, many advertisers are also trying to find the changes on where and how they can improve their advertisement in order to attract or gain more profits, end quote. This means that the advertisers are becoming unwilling to sell their ads to the printed newspaper due to the popularity of the digital media. And it only makes sense because think of it, how many times do you scroll on your phone? Even right now, even when you're watching movie, when you're playing games, there are always ads popping up and it's irritating you. But you know what? Those advertisers are gaining money from you about that. And that's why they would rather prefer to sell their ads to the digital media rather than printed newspaper. In a nutshell, I would say that the bad news is that the newspaper will soon become extinct or even disappear. However, the good news is that newspaper will be adapting to the digital age, but in a different form. For example, in a digital newspaper or digital media. And in the end, I would like to say that in the end of the day, you will realize that newspaper will just end up in the corner of your room covered by a white cloth. It just stays there, not going anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Vitika. Judges, do you have any comment?
Yes, thank you so much, Tika, for your amazing performance. I think I want to share this comment because others contestants can learn from you. It's relating to the body language. I think you have a very natural way of delivering your speech, and your body language actually complements what you are explaining to us. For example, when you want to explain the scrolling, you actually do the act of scrolling, and it actually helps attract the audience. And the second point is about your tones of voice. You actually change your tone up and down. You make a pause. And this really helped attract the audience attention and make us excited about what you're going to talk next. I think you did really well, and I share this comment so that others can learn from you. So very well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now for the next candidate, candidate ID number 318, Srun Sitika. Oh, my apology, I'm sorry. So, once again, candidate ID 313, Sun Chandara.
Greeting, judges, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will tell of you one thing that really happened to me. When I was in the elementary, I was the outstanding student in my class. Never knew the test of a failing exam, but everything was changed when I had my own smartphone. I've been obsessed with it, never do the homework, knew the test of the failing exam. My education and my grade also deteriorated. So the smartphone affect my intelligence? Of course, yes, it's that. Now I know the reason why the smartphone affect my intelligence. On the phone, there are many apps to consult our interest, but it is not certain all those apps will not affect us. The first is games. There are two kinds of games, such as offline game. We didn't need the internet connection or Wi-Fi to play it. and another is online game. We really need the internet connection or Wi-Fi to play it. There are a lot of population online games nowadays, such as Mobile Legends, Free Fire, PUBG Mobile, PES. All those of the games that really make the children obsessed with it. Also made them didn't do the homework and don't focus on the studying tools. The second is social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Some people use it to get some experience, more knowledge, and some news. But some humans use it in a useless way, like watching the useless video. Example like gaming video. And in my conclusion, that is smartphones are really affect my intelligence if I'm being obsessed with it. Finally, everyone, please join me to stop being obsessed with the smartphone and focus on our learning. Playing game makes us fun, but it also makes us fail the exam too. Thank you.
Thank you, Dada. Judges, do you have any comment?
Okay, thank you so much, Chandara, for your efforts on the speech. Okay, so thank you for your hard work and trying to make it happen. Okay, and I have some comment. Basically, the most important one is about your timing. Okay, because you still have a lot of time. I think you still have around 2 minutes and a half or 3 minutes left. So which means that you miss a lot of time to explain your argument. So make sure that you read next time in the future. Structure your main idea, trying to search more for your supporting ideas or supporting details, or find more examples to make sure that you have enough time for that. And the last one is make sure that you practice more, because when you do the practice, you will know that you have 5 minutes and then you have presented only 2 minutes. I think you can need to add more arguments, or you need to work more on your example. So basically you need to know about the criteria of the judgment as well, and make sure that you use your time wisely and efficiently. Okay, so thank you so much, and good luck. Okay,
thank you, Dada. Now for our next candidates, candidate number 318, Srun Satika.
Do you know what sound is it? Judges, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what sound that I just played? It is the sound of newspapers. Based in Cambodian Nef, the first printed newspapers was appeared during the 1600s. Meanwhile, in Cambodia, the first printed newspapers was covering with politics and sensitive news that lines in the December in 1939. Judges, fellow audience, what first came to your mind when you think about the newspapers? Some may think about the news, the cast, or the entertainment, but some, they think about the food packaging. Psychers, we pack dry fish, dry food with the new magazines. Life with newspapers. Let's turn the flashlight to 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ago. At that time, newspapers was so popular and people loved reading it. I can remember it very clearly that my grandmother used to read it out loud in the morning while I was sleeping. And then it slowly became the sleeping sound for me. Then time flies. Level by level, world changes, technology brought. People started to invest from printed newspaper into the digitals, and they started to creating e-book, podcast news, online news, or platform news such as Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram. Then the popularity of Facebook newspapers starting to decrease. How about the pros and the cons of newspapers? The pros of newspaper is it is the piece of information. Is it a piece of papers with information? People can learn by newspapers because it have more knowledge in it, and people can relate when they're reading newspapers because of the entertainment. People can actually find a job in the newspapers. What's more interesting is businessmen, they can promote their product by advertising in the newspapers. Also, they looking for the employees. And then we can actually looking for the lost persons in the newspapers. And the cons of newspaper is it leaves wasted papers, and it costs money, and it costs time. When we can actually listen to the podcast, news, or online news. Also, it is the endless news. Which is, if we want to know what happened 10 years or 20 years ago, we cannot know, but our phone and the digital one does. So in conclusion, sadly that the newspapers shall soon be obsolete, but they will remind us of the past and making us thinking about the past with the smiling face and the warm heart. And what the most important is, newspapers is the most important thing that can create the platform news nowadays. Thank you.
Thank you, Satika. Judges, do you have any comment?
Okay, thank you, Satika, for your presentation. So I have, so basically you have used your time wisely. It's a good job. And you also try hard to finish it properly as well. And my main comments on your presentation is when you get the topic, okay, the topic is too easy for you, and then you might do a lot of research, and then you might be overwhelmed with informations. And then I know you find it hard to cluster the information, whether I should talk about why newspaper become obsolete, or why maybe you can define the topic. So when you get the topic, my main comment is please set the direction for your topic, because the topic is very broad, and then you need to set the direction for it, and then you can narrow down your research, and then you will not be overwhelmed by those information, okay? Otherwise, you will not know your direction, whether you are going to talk about whether newspaper become obsolete is good or not, or whether why it is become obsolete, for example, or what happened when it become obsolete. Or so you can see that there are a lot of things that you can talk about. The newspaper become obsolete, right? So that's why my main comment is that please make sure that when you get the topic, trying to understand it, and then you are the one who control the topic, please set the direction. Otherwise, during your speech, you will not know what are you going to talk about. Okay, do you get my point? Yes, thank you so much for your effort. Okay.
Thank you, Satika. Now for the next candidate, candidate ID number 325, Longte Panya.
In our world, this 21st century, this technology generation, most of people use smartphone. Me, I use smartphone too. And due to the reason that smartphone can help us a lot, but there always one side effect of things as well as smartphone. To this reason, I am here to talk about does smartphone affect your intelligence. To begin, I would like to pay my high respect to the honorable judges and ladies and gentlemen. Before getting deeply into the topic, I would like to define you one key term. It is smartphone. Smartphone is a mobile phone that performs many functions of the computer, typically having touch screens, interface, and internet access, and operating capable of running download apps. So, most of people using smartphone, right? I know that one of you and all of us have smartphone. But do you know that the affection of smartphone is increasing when you use it or you have it with you? According to the University of Texas in Austin on 26, 2017, at June, it was tied that the more percent of smartphone is reducing our brain power. To this reason, studies have shown that the teenager that stay up late night because they're texting and studying up late, or maybe they're doing scrolling on social media, most likely down to have bad memory and slow processing brain. And I strongly agree with this one because, do you know, based on my own experience, back then when I was in the pandemic because of COVID-19, back then I was so depressed about myself because I only focus on the phone. I don't study online. I got distracted by the phone because I don't understand the affection of the phone. It's make me feel like I don't need to do anything. It just make me lazy. And that time, I only focus on my phone because I don't understand the affection of the phone. And first, the phone affect on my mental illness because when I don't do the homework, I don't study, my grade went down, and that I was sad about my grade. And also that when I feel sad, I don't feel to do anything else. And also I don't do the housework, and my mom, my parents were disappointed on me. And that time I feel so disappointed on myself too. So as you know, ladies and gentlemen, smartphone does effects on your intelligence, your thinking. If you look into this world, if there's a meeting and there's a party, there's always have phone. Like you focus on phone. You don't focus on the meeting, you don't focus on the party. It's always distract you. It's like that. And if we're scrolling on Facebook, we're scrolling on social media, people only post about their successful and their beautiful side. They don't focus on their ugly or bad side. That's why it makes you feel insecure, and it's bad for your thinking and your intelligence. You feel bad for yourself. You feel bad that you don't have the thing that they have. And that's why I am here to say that you should make sure that you use your phone, your smartphone in the right way, and make sure make sure to know that no matter what, anything in this world, they always have that bad side. So, smartphone does really affect on your intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you, Panya. Judges, do you have any comment?
Hello, Panya.
Hello.
Yes. I think I have a very short comments. It's about your language proficiency. I noticed that you have good pronunciation overall. But there's like little thing that I want you to be really cautious about. It's about the use of the word, especially if you use it many times in your presentation. For example, efficient. So you use it multiple times, but that is not the right word to use. For example, there are different way of using the word. Like, is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? It's a small thing, but it actually affects your score, especially if it's repeated many times. So next time, be careful with this small detail. But overall, I think your English proficiency is already good. Keep trying, and thank you so much for participating in the program, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Panya.
Thank you.
And now for our next candidate, candidate ID number 364, Wong Meng Hua.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to ask all of you, do you love your smartphone? Yes? And so do I. Our smartphones are really beneficial for each and every one of us. We use it every single day. And so do you think it is effective to our intelligence? Even though it is beneficial, there are lots of benefits of having a smartphone, but still there are also lots of negative impacts of a smartphone as well. And today I'd like to discuss with all of you about how our smartphones affect our creative, logical, and emotional intelligence. Initially, there's Google to begin with. Most of students nowadays rely on Google when they do their assignment, when they do their homework. It provides us lots of information, and it's really important, and we can't live without it today. But somehow we depend on too much of Google. So it really affects our brain. It makes our brain become lazier. And I think second, there is sleep deprivation. Some of you might have experienced sleep deprivation, and so have I. And it's due to the cause of a smartphone as well. A smartphone can impair our sleep, our ability to sleep, because there are lots of addictive apps, social media, and everything on the phones. And the last one is our emotional intelligence can be affected by our smartphones as well, because we can't use our logical thinking skill or our creative thinking skill alone to help our social issues, but we have to have our emotional intelligence. Let's take Mother Teresa for an instance. She helped her society. She helped many people throughout her life. And she had been inspired by many people, by millions of people around the world. And she has used her emotion, she has used her passion in order to help destitute children and vulnerable people. She didn't use her mathematical intelligence at all. And in conclusion, our smartphones can really affect our intelligence. So in order to prevent it from happening, we have to interact with our family, with people around us more, to help our emotional intelligence. In order to help our logical intelligence and creative intelligence, we also have to get a good sleep at night, don't use too much of our phones, and we also have to try to use our phone more effectively by just paraphrase the information that we've got online. Thank you.
Thank you, Meng Ho. Judges, do you have any comment?
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I thought you were going to say good evening. Okay, so can you tell me, do you know why you are nervous?
Because this is my first time.
I see. I see. So I can see that you have a very lively personality, right? You always smile. It's a bubbly personality. So use that to your advantage in public speaking. You already have this very bright personality. So bring that into public speaking. Show that part of yourself. Let that part of yourself be the confidence. Inspire yourself to be confident in order to know what you're going to say and everything into your speech, whatever. But bring that personality into that. And I think that when you bring that personality in, that's when you can feel the confidence, because it is you who are speaking. You're not doing it to impress others, or you're not doing it following others' things. You're doing it because it's you. It is your personality. So bring that personality in. And I hope to see that in the next time you join other events, you can learn from this, join other events, bring your personality, and I hope you can shine. Good luck.
Thank you.
So for the next candidate, candidate number 397, Chiêu Chamrong.
First of all, I want to pay my sincere respect to the audience, also to the judges. Did you guys know that the robots have made our life easier and they can replace humans' jobs already? So it is said that in the future, robots have served as humans. So, judges, ladies and gentlemen, did you guys know that technology nowadays is improving day by day, which is that people make a lot of robots, and robots are able to work better accuracies, accuracies. And then they can work longer and faster than human did. The human did. Human did. Can I start again? Because my feeling is so frightening.
You still have your times. You can do whatever you want.
First of all, I want to sincere respect to the judges, also to the audience. Technology nowadays is improving day by day, which is people make a lot of robots, and the robots are able to be better accuracies, and they have worker longer and faster than a human did. What this mean? It means that does the robot that have a need to break or something that they hungry like a human does? No, it's probably not, because that everybody have their emotional, but the human doesn't. So they can work until they wear out. But the one delusion that the robot wear out, we just use to plug in or something recharge to the robots, and then the robot's gonna work once again. In getting to another hand, is robots can save academic, which is that can specialize time about academics. So, according to the robots that use in the big company, they can earn a lot of money from the robots and can spend less time of the money to the company. According to the Amazon Freight Store, the store that's have using technologies of AIs. I remember one thing that is called groceries that cash. This is called a dash cash, which is mean that when the customer coming to buy something in the store, they don't need to wait in the line to pay the money to the cashier. So it's very easy to the customer. They don't need to wait up down the line and to pay the cashier. It's not only easy to the customer. The companies only get their own benefit too, because that they don't need to spend a lot of money to use the cashier anymore. In another point, there is the robots can saving our life from the danger jobs, which is mean that they can replace a human by using a robot to do in the danger jobs. Which is that the robots is a resilient machines. The resilient machines that are capable of performing tasks that are unsafe or unpleasant for humans. Automatically that hazard does work with the robots will pretend the humans will injure it or something that their negative health effects that they affects. So the robot can replace human to do danger works like that. They can use in the war or something that they use in the mine clearance. So in conclusions, robots have a lot of benefit to humans, like they can work a longer time or faster than a human did and gain more productivity. And also the two.
Thank you, Jimrong. Judges, do you have any comment?
Okay, thank you, Jimrong, for your presentation. So, okay, thank you for your hard work and for your courage to go through this 5 minutes. I know it's very hard for you, but I can see many things inside you that could not be brought out because of your confidence. Because I believe that if you are more confident, then you can do a lot better than this. Because you have a very good structures of the argument, but because you are nervous and then it becomes unstructured. And you also have a lot of good example, but For example, you mentioned about the Amazon grocery store, for example, that you have watched from YouTube, right? If you can bring it out and let them visualize it, you can make this argument best. But for me, I have watched that documentary, and I believe that is very important for your argument. But the way that you present your argument, if you can make it more visualized, and then the audience can see it, is very helpful for your argument, and it's very strong argument as well. And one more thing is that I know you trying to memorize your script, okay? But that's not more for all public speaker. All public speaker trying to memorize their speech, but they work hundreds of times to memorize it. But for you, I think I give you some tip. If you try to memorize it, but trying to make sure that you also can have some keyword in you as well. That you need to understand your argument, you need to memorize some keywords. Otherwise, you lose your keyword, you will lose everything, okay? So make sure that you memorize your speech by trying to highlight some keyword to help you, okay? So this is very helpful for you. Okay, thank you for your hard work on that, and I wish you good luck on that, okay? Thank you.
Hello, on. Jamrong. Hello. Actually, Bong already told you that you have very potential and you are very competent. I would like to share with you some tips on how to overcome your fear, because I think everyone have a like some people experience stage fright, and I noticed that you experience this a lot of time throughout your presentations. I'm sure that you will continue to improve your skill on public speaking, but there is very simple tools that can help you stay calm when you experience panic or anxiety on stage. So when you experience or notice that the fear comes up, just stay calm and count 5. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, so do the 5-second rule and practice this as much as you can. And every time you notice you are nervous, signal your brain that now let's stay calm. Count from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That way it brings your awareness into the present moment, and it will eliminate those anxiety and fear better. So I actually, when I was younger, I had the same issue as you do right now. I often get stuck, especially when I was asked to present. And this 5-second rule really changed the whole things. And even now, whenever I experience anxiety or getting stuck, I always do this, and it really helps. So I hope this tip can help you with your future's contests. So wish you all the best. Fighting on.
Thank you, Jamrong. Now we have the last candidate ID number 385, So Siu Ji.
Can I start now? Everyone, do you know this? It's a newspaper, right? The evidence of internet and other form of media in the 20th centuries has unquestionably brought about the metamorphosis in the way people seek knowledge and information. For this, I think that people doesn't use newspaper now, and will be and they will. It's like there is no more newspaper like that. Technology involved. It means that when the technologies like grew up more and more like that, and then people like to watch phone because they have the phone is like technologies and have internet like that. And that's why it have a lot of news in the phone, but rather than newspaper, have only the same news like that. And you know, newspaper, we have to sit down for an hour to read it. And it wastes our time very much. Not like when we have a phone, we watch news in the phone, we can do our work and we can listen it too. People behavior. You know, people have changed their behavior when they get news phones. Like when they get phones, they will get new news like breaking news, hot news like that, and they change their behavior. Like when some news in newspaper, it's just like the same news like that. Isn't the different news, or sometimes it will be late for them to the news in the newspaper like that. So in phones, it's easy for them, and then they change their behavior from reading newspaper to listen news in the phones like that. As a conclusions, I know that nowadays people always like listen to news in the phone like that rather than read news in the newspaper because of the technology, environments, and people behavior. This changed from like reading to like such as like reading to playing video games like that, because nowadays it changed a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Silti. Judges, do you have any comment?
Okay, thank you so much, Chili, right? Sorry if okay. Okay, so I have only one main comment for you. I know you have tried to memorize your speech, and sometimes you miss it, and then trying to recover it. I know you have tried so hard on that, but one thing that you need to bear in mind, if I can recall, you did focus on some numbers and when it was publishing, so who did something. So those people, those numbers actually are not that important. So what is more important right now is what is your argument all about, and how you explain this argument to your audience, and then how you trying to convince your audience that newspaper will become obsolete in the future, right? So yes. I know you will trying to, many candidates also trying to use numbers and key figures and also data, big people, but those people are not big right now. Those big data are not big right now because they are not important at all. Because even though you tell me the numbers, I don't remember. And then it put a lot of burden on you that you're trying to remember people, remember numbers, and then it's hard to remember people and number because even argument is find it hard to remember already. And how can you try to memorize those people unless those people are big people? Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, for example, that many people knows. Okay, so trying to eliminate some part which are not important and trying to focus more on your argument. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you so much.
Thank you all candidates. Thank you all judges. Now our competition has come to an end for this morning. I'll hand it over back to our MC. Thank you.
បាទក្រសួងជាចុងក្រោយក្រសួងថ្លែងអំណរគុណទៅដល់វត្តមានរបស់លោកបណ្ឌិតអង្គសេរីពិសិដ្ឋដែលបានអញ្ជើញចូលរួមតាំងពីព្រឹករហូតមកដល់បញ្ចប់នៅថ្ងៃត្រង់នេះហើយក៏សូមថ្លែងអំណរគុណទៅដល់លោកគ្រូអ្នកគ្រូនិងអ្នកអាណាព្យាបាលហើយនិងសិស្សានុសិស្សទាំងអស់ដូចគ្នាដែលបានចំណាយពេលវេលាពេញមួយព្រឹកធំដើម្បីចូលរួមស្ដាប់នៅកម្មវិធីប្រកួតប្រជែងនៅក្នុងថ្ងៃនេះផងដែរហើយខ្ញុំបាទសូមបញ្ជាក់មុននឹងបញ្ចប់គឺកម្មវិធីថ្ងៃត្រង់យើងមានកម្មវិធីមួយទៀតគឺជាកម្មវិធីប្រកួតប្រជែងនិយាយជាក្រុមដែលភាសាអង់គ្លេសយើងហៅថា debate ដែលយើងនឹងចាប់ផ្ដើមនៅម៉ោង 1 កន្លះបាទ 1:30 នាទីបាទអញ្ចឹងសូមគោរពអញ្ជើញចូលរួមនៅពេលរសៀលបន្ថែមទៀតបាទសូមអរគុណហើយពេលវេលារបស់យើងនៅព្រឹកនេះបាទក៏សូមបញ្ចប់តែត្រឹមប៉ុណ្ណេះបាទសូមអរគុណ